Hello and welcome to another episode of the Drew Roff Show alongside Purdue Soccer head coach Drew Roff. I'm the team's communications director, Charlie Healy. Drew, we're heading into the sixth game of the Big Ten season, the second half of the campaign. We have a week off, no game on Thursday. As you look at this week overall, what's the approach with two off days, Monday, Tuesday, and then 4 days of training?
Yeah, well, the schedule that we play is very rare that we have consecutive days to train. Typically it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Wednesday's pregame, so can't do a whole lot. So, we had a couple extra days before we played Northwestern to open the Big Ten, and now we have a week before the IU game. So, really valuable time. You get a chance to look at what you like that's going on the field, and what can be fixed a little bit, and what adjustments need to be made. You just have a little more time for some film review, a little more time to get your staff together and talk about things, and of course you get to get out on the field and put players through some more intense training sessions than you typically do. So really valuable time for us, and just try to find the right amount of downtime, recovery, and then training. Just find that balance, because you also need to take a little rest when you can get it.
I was going to ask, I think the answer to this question is both, but when you look at, you have 2 days off, which is one more than normal, and then 4 days of training. What's more important, the double the off days or the double the training?
Yeah, both. I mean, really, because that fatigue is real. The Thursday, Sunday, youth players, come into the programs in college are used to playing a lot of games, but it's just a different level of intensity, So every game in the Big Ten, Thursday night, you put everything you have into that game, and you absolutely push yourself to the limit. And then a couple days later, you have to do that again. So it's really difficult in a sport like soccer, where our girls are covering sometimes 7-8 miles,
right,
and they're doing it at speed. It's not a slow jog. So just imagine the recovery that's needed. So those 2 days, you always come back fresher. We had our first session of the week yesterday, and already we just looked a little bit sharper than we had the week prior. So a lot of that comes down to recovery and fatigue management.
Absolutely, and the big week for exams here on Purdue's campus. So this week is probably a little catch up on the academics and get ahead on those classes before next week, when the athletes and the student body has Monday, Tuesday off for fall break. So juggling the breaks here and there the last this week and next, academics and athletics. But as we look ahead towards Sunday, big game against in-state rival Indiana. They're having a really strong season to start, 9-1-3, 3-1-1, 10 points, tied for second in the Big Ten. When you look at the team as a whole, what challenges will they present here at Folk Field?
Yeah, well, I've seen a little bit, and they're a very good pressing team. They're in the final third, very opportunistic. They've got one player up top that's scored a lot of goals for them. So just have a good hardworking team, organized team, a team that's gonna battle for 90 minutes. So they've been on a roll. They're playing well, playing with confidence. So we definitely have our work cut out for us, and have to be at our best. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be for sure an exciting opportunity to face that team on Sunday at Folk Field, 1 p.m. It's also a rivalry game, as I mentioned, but with a trophy on the line. Purdue has won the Golden Boot Trophy all 8 years you've been here. When you think about this week and preparing for a rivalry game, do you change anything in terms of the approach, specifically with knowing what's on the line?
Not really. I think our players know what's at stake. It's always, every Big Ten game is a huge game, and of course when you play IU, there's a little extra added to that. So they understand the significance of it, and we just want to focus on playing our best. In-state rivalries are fun. Obviously to have two schools in the Big Ten in the same state is somewhat rare. There's a couple others maybe, but so it's a special game, and expecting a great atmosphere at Folk Field, and just preparing well for it.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like every year this is no matter how the two teams are doing, it's always a close and intense physical matchup. So we're excited for another one of those on Sunday afternoon at Folk Field. It really will be a great opportunity. Coming up on the show, we have sophomore Naomi Splittorff, freshman Cassidy Brown. Let's talk about the two of them. Naomi, first of all, we talk about Indiana. She's an in-state athlete.
Yeah.
What have you seen from her impact in her first 2 years as a Boilermaker?
Yeah, well, Naomi obviously knows the significance of the game.
Yep.
I actually remember a couple years ago, before she even came to Purdue, she was at our game against IU down in Bloomington. I remember seeing her and her family. So she understands, the rivalry, and she's a player that is really starting to come into her own recently. She's really playing well, and she will get an opportunity to make an impact on Sunday. And she's been working really hard, efficient around goal, and we're going to need that type of play. We need some competitors. We need some physicality. We need players that can really get after it. And that's what Naomi brings for us.
Absolutely, and then shifting over to Cassidy Brown, a freshman, has had some opportunities to play. What have you seen out of Cassidy so far in her first season?
Yeah, Cassidy has a ton of potential because she's very quick, steps into passing lanes really well as a defender, and she's left-footed, right-footed. Just getting used to the speed and the tempo of the college game is, she's still a freshman making that adjustment, So some really great moments and some moments that, she's still in that learning phase. But she can give us some good minutes now, and that'll be a great experience for her. And I expect her to continue to grow and turn into a really, really big player for us.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to hearing from them coming up, and then afterwards we'll go from Indiana to international and talk a little international football when we come back.
Sounds great.
Welcome back. We're joined by sophomore Naomi Splittorff and freshman Cassidy Brown. When we talk about rivalry game, we got a big one on Sunday. Naomi, first of all, you were involved in last year's game at IU. You're from Indiana. So when you think about this game, what does this mean to you and the Purdue-IU rivalry?
This game means a lot. The rivalry is really big to me just because I'm coming from Indiana, and then last year's game, my whole family, like even extended family, was there, and then all my friends from IU. So it's a big event, and I think it's going to be the same big crowd of family this year, so I'm excited.
Yeah, and how special is that for you? You're growing up in Indiana, you're exposed to just everything within this state, to be able to put on that Purdue shirt every game day and represent Purdue for your state. How special is that?
Right. I mean, it's really special, and it's like a proud moment every time I put it on. And it's also kind of a little weird because my parents and like my family are an IU family, but Purdue.
That happens, but the advantage is, every Thanksgiving and holidays, you have the upper hand in any conversation. So
right, I do.
It pays. It pays off. So, Cassidy, this is your first Purdue-IU experience coming up on Sunday. But when you look back, you played, as everyone else, you played high school soccer or club soccer. There were rivalries there too. So you've had plenty of experience with this big game atmosphere, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I'm really excited for it, honestly. I think these are the most fun games of the season because the energy is just so different and everyone brings it, whether or not you're even on the same skill level. So I think that everyone's going to bring out their best game and everyone's really pumped for it.
And you're a New Jersey native, but putting on the Purdue shirt and adapting, and maybe adapting is not the right word, but when now that you're here, you're settled in, you're really a Boilermaker. What does that mean to you to be able to represent Purdue, even though you're not from here?
It's awesome. Honestly, every time we get to put on the jersey, it's just all the hard work and years of club soccer and everything put into it. Just coming to this makes me so proud of myself and all the people that have supported me until now.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of hard work paying off, and paying off in terms of fun opportunities, and certainly Sunday will be one of them. So
yes.
We're looking forward to that. But when we look back, some fun things that you guys are involved in. You both said you were foodies, and Naomi, you said you were more into the cooking, and Cassie, you said you were more into the eating.
Yeah.
But which maybe is appropriate. Naomi, you live in a house. Cassie, you're in the dorms. Probably a little hard to cook anything up in the microwave oven in the dorms. But
the dorms is very. There's not much you can make in there.
No.
It consists of mac and cheese cups and ramen.
Well, it's all part of the balanced diet. But
oh yeah, that's why we have the the dining hall is for. We go there for the actual meals.
Right, exactly. But Naomi, when what do you like to cook, and what are your favorite things?
So Cassidy actually came over to my house recently, and I made them chicken Alfredo,
Okay.
and then I made chocolate chip cookies.
Nice.
And then last week I made 24 pumpkin cheesecake muffins for our team.
Nice. And how were they well received?
I think
Yes.
Yeah,
They
The ear
were
says
incredible.
yes.
They were great. Honestly, I wanted to steal some, but I thought I needed to save for the team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Be a team player, you know.
Yeah, that's,
That was selfless of you.
yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. Cassie, what was your favorite thing about heading over to Naomi's and having the meal together with a couple of your teammates?
Well, one, I didn't have to cook anything, so that was
Yeah.
great. I also didn't have to clean up after. I just put my plate in the. I did put my plate in the dishwasher. I was
There you
a good guest. But it was just like living in the dorms. You don't really get home cooked meals too often, so it was a nice change up, and it was really good. So, and the cookies were to die for. So.
What's Naomi? What, like if you were to say your favorite thing to cook or bake, what would it be?
My favorite thing to cook would probably be my muffins.
Okay.
I don't know why. I feel like it's just really relaxing. It's a good hobby of mine.
And so you prefer more of the baking route than
Yes.
cooking? Okay.
Yes, because it's strategic.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Excuse me. Megan Hutchinson has a Megan Cooks Chicken Instagram account.
Oh, yes.
Do you have a cooking account? Are you thinking of creating one? Because you're not very active on the social media in terms of advertising what you're cooking.
Yeah, no. I think I'll let Megan do that.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna do Instagram lives for my baking. I don't know. She does enjoy social media. Me, not so much.
Yeah, no, Megan's a little more active on social media for sure.
Is.
But Cassie, how about you? When you do have the chance to cook outside of the high quality ramen and instant mac and cheese, what do you like to cook?
I'm a big avocado toast girl. That was my go-to in high school. I also, do you know what toad in the hole is? It's like with a piece of bread and you take out the bread and you cook an egg in the middle of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I also make that. I'm kind of like the quick food type.
When you don't skip breakfast.
Yeah, it takes in and out. Doesn't take too long.
Right.
It's pretty easy to clean up, a type of cooker. But I also really like making grilled cheeses. That's if there's one food that I could say I really miss from the dorms, it would be grilled cheese.
You can't go wrong with grilled cheese.
No.
You can't go wrong with grilled
can't.
cheese unless you burn it, but I don't burn the grilled cheese. So
But
some people like it like
I know,
that.
Yeah.
So
Burnt is a little much, but even then, put a tomato soup, grilled cheese and tomato
Perfect
soup.
fall meal.
yeah. Panera bread, that's where I get it. Well, now that's where I get it from, obviously.
That's good.
Yeah. No, you can't go wrong, especially on a nice fall day. Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
quality meal right there.
Mm-hmm.
Want to ask you guys quickly before we wrap up, a couple summer activities that I know you guys have embraced and gotten excited about. Naomi, I'll just say, I heard you have a puzzle shelf, not just a puzzle bookcase, not just a shelf with a couple puzzles on it, but you have the big style 1,000-piece puzzles that you enjoy doing.
Correct, I do. I actually finished 8 in one summer,
Okay.
1,000-piece puzzles. So,
Is that by yourself? Did you have family help or participation?
So sometimes my friends would help me, but they would get annoyed because I would be really focused and
Right.
not listen to what they're saying. So then they gave up, and then it was just me.
Just you.
Yeah.
Okay. And Cassie, are you a bit? Because I think the puzzles take some patience and some focus, clearly.
Yeah.
Or very intense focus, maybe. Not able to do anything else. Cassie, are you a big puzzle person?
Me and my mom puzzled together over the winter, but she's really into it. She's like a Naomi. She sits down and is very dialed in, and I do it while I pass, so I'll like stand there for like
Find
3
a piece,
minutes,
yeah.
find a piece, put it in, maybe put a couple pieces, and then I walk away. But my mom will, like, if she does most of the puzzle and I do my little one piece and go, she's like, you can't finish the puzzle if she's close to the end, because it's like, it's my hard work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I'll agree. That's understandable.
Yeah.
So your mom's an 1,000-piece puzzle in a summer
Yeah.
type of person. You are maybe
I'm-
like one
Yeah.
500-piece in a summer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
But you're more you got into crocheting this summer, right?
Yeah, I crocheted a little, like, duckling. His name is Clyde. It's from, like, there's this thing called Wobbles, and it teaches you how to do it step by step. So I learned how to do crocheting through that.
Was it hard to learn?
Honestly, no, because there's YouTube videos too if you need help. But how Nay is with puzzles is how I was with crocheting, and something that shouldn't be done in a day, I completed in maybe 3 hours, and I just sat down and did it. So, yeah.
That's dedication, though.
It is.
Yeah, Naomi, have you ever crocheted?
No.
It looks
I
really
haven't.
hard.
It looks really hard.
Yeah.
And I think it would strain my brain. So
Yeah.
It's
respect to Cassidy.
It's about the counting with some of it, because you make it in a circle, so you got to get the right number of loops.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She enjoys counting.
I do.
You can count the crocheting loops. You can count your puzzle pieces.
There you go.
I don't know what I'll count. How about this? I'll count the days until kickoff against IU Sunday at 1 p.m. Days,
There you
minutes, hours, seconds. All that fun stuff. Till then, we'll see you Sunday. Big game. Looking forward to it at Folk Field.
Yep. See you Sunday.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. A little extra time with head coach Drew Roff. Drew, I know you went overseas, did a little overseas trip with your family last spring in June.
Mm-hmm.
You saw one soccer game. So when you look back on that trip, what stood out to you specifically from a soccer standpoint or football over there?
Yeah, I mean, just, you always hear about the passion of the fans, in Europe and pretty much, a lot of places around the world. But till you see it firsthand, you still don't really get a grasp of it. So I've been a soccer guy my whole life, but I'd never been over there. So to get to see Roma play live was real special. See everything that went on before the game and be part of that, and just during the game, just all the the pregame, the songs they do, and just the crowd getting into it, and was able to bring my family with me,
Right.
and that was really special. My son's 8, he's really into soccer, so he was just sitting there wide-eyed the whole time. Hadn't seen anything quite like that, but incredible environment. It was a great game, and just that was a moment that certainly never forget.
And I think the closest comparison, because I also saw some games over in England last winter too. I think the closest comparison is probably college football, but it's a little different because it seems like no matter the opponent, everything's just a big game over there. Is that what you saw too?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can't even imagine when Rome and Lazio play. Because I got a little taste of both fan bases. Just being in the city for a while, and it's just it just runs so deep. It's so strong. I would compare it, maybe college football in the South or something.
Right.
As far as just, but you could tell just generations and generations of families. Were just so invested. So it was a great experience. But it is a little bit different. I think here there's just so many other things that can kind of, turn your head when it comes to sporting events and things like that. Over there, there's obviously some other things, but there's nothing that even comes close.
And what when talking internationally, what's next up on your bucket list in terms of stadiums you want to see or games you'd like to?
Yeah, I mean,
visit?
I gotta get to England.
Yeah.
Gotta go to where it all began, and just obviously Premier League's the league that I follow the closest. So it would certainly be a dream to get over there, and obviously once again bring my son, daughter, and my wife, or have them join me. Of course, would be amazing. But that's probably the next one. But also want to check out. Greece, Portugal, obviously it'd be great to go to Holland. So there's a lot of places over there that we're getting ready for that next one here, hopefully not too far from now.
Yeah, absolutely. The beautiful thing is there are almost endless possibilities when you look at international football and bucket list opportunities. So hopefully, after this season, you'll have another opportunity to head over there and check them off. But until then, the biggest game on the calendar is Sunday at beautiful Folk Field.
That's right.
Another, I don't know about you, I think that's another bucket list opportunity. So let's go out there and retain the Golden Boot Trophy for another year. Why not?
Absolutely, let's give it a go.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
We'll see you Sunday.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks a lot.